brought by their parents, I thought that there is something in their heart that they can bring. That's why I said principle-based selection, endorsement. So still, to me, I look at the people and events from ideological point of view, and many have gone back.
On the same token,
go ahead.
On the same token, and also in fairness, what's wrong with Estelito Mendoza when he's just our second, or Chief Justice Puno was just following presidents or presidents?
No, I cited the cases that affected the coconut farmers, cases of Imelda Marcos, and he voted all for these cases.
Yes.
I cited them. It's the coconut levy, which is against the coconut farmers. He voted Estelitos handled Lucian, the crony of Marcos, handled Imelda Marcos. So I think that it just showed that.
So in those cases, it had some appearance of impropriety or conflict of interest. That's why
He did not inhibit himself.
Yeah, that's the right way. He should have
Because of the past.
Right.
Yeah, but he said that in answering that, he told me that no, I voted more against him. So it really I was disillusioned. This is the Supreme
it can
Court.
be checked.
Yeah, and that's what is the beauty of the e-library now, the databases, which now the public can access.
Yeah, but you see, one thing wrong with our Filipino culture is that we are not really conscious or appreciative of data because we don't read. We're more of, if you talk of the majority of the people, they're audiovisual. You see, they're not really research oriented, except for professional journalists. And I mean the professional journalists, because there are journalists who are not. You see, so I make that qualification. And because precisely of that, there is a tendency to exaggerate on the part of even some journalists.
there is no much critical thinking. That's what we're trying to be conscious about and think about.
That's why I said earlier, help! Are we going to make any step forward as far as reforms are concerned? And how far or how early can we do this reforms?
I am optimistic.
What beginnings can we do? Yeah.
I am optimistic. The most radical way, really, but it's not possible under Noynoy presidency because he is so much popularly supported. Was really to declare revolutionary government, declare our positions in the judiciary vacant.
Yeah.
Now we have to do it the more democratic, slowly. We have, Noynoy perhaps can create a commission to look at the background performance, together with you. Or he should put you there, since you have already a lot of digging.
We talk about Truth Commission.
Yeah, she can be the chairman, because my experience that women are more effective. In the case of, for instance, Heidi Ora declared very clearly, clear as mine. That's tax money. It belongs to the government, very clear. In fact, ang idea ko ng ombudsman, the first ombudsman, was the type of Heidi Ora to be the first ombudsman. An activist, brilliant lawyer. Inilagay justice, sabi ko, patay na, rules of court ito. Technicalities, the very spirit, the very spirit of the ombudsman is killed. Oras inilagay doon.
And Marites Vitug, as the author of the Shadow of Doubt, probing the Supreme Court, doesn't have to be a lawyer in order to be appointed.
No, it doesn't have to be. No, because this is about corruption, impropriety, ethics, and some members of the commission. And she knows what is illegal and what's legal. She's the best. For me, she's the best chairman.
Her advantage.
She started it already.
Right. That's her light in the tunnel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sir, the ISIS can do that.
We can support you.
Yeah. That's all what it takes. Yes?
And we can apply as your bird.
Local, in the American tradition.
Go ahead.
Your book, it's quite interesting. When you said parting the curtains, what was the thing that you discovered?
That was my beginning talaga, getting to know the court, because they're so ritualistic and very tradition. I just want to read also Talkers of the Building. it's a fire hazard, and they're not moving because they're scared that if they spend so much to renovate the building, they'll be criticized. It's a bit
that's why you said
club.
That's why you said they are on the hot seat.
Yes.
You mentioned here the retirement ceremonies.
Oh, that is a window to the court.
Yeah,
It was fascinating for me in
Yeah.
the beginning, but boring later.
Yeah, that's true. I attended the retirement ceremonies of Abraham Sarmiento, who was with us in the anti-martial law regime, and Leo Sunday. It's really ritualistic. So when I saw it here, perfect, exact,
But
very
it's
accurate.
also hypocritical.
That's her last word.
Sorry.
That's true. I absolutely agree. Hindi, totoo.
They praise their colleagues.
Yeah, parang,
Not a single criticism.
it's like a necrological
Correct.
art.
Well, if you want more of the book, buy it.
That's
One more last question.
I have another question.
Yeah.
You were comparing Diosdado Macapagal with Dora. Could you give us some insight into that so that people
Yeah. The late President Diosdado Macapagal was very open in criticizing the court. When he lost a case, he gave a speech and talked about the role of the court as obstructionist. And then the media picked it up. There was a high-level debate. So it was very interesting. But President Gloria would use emissaries, so the court never talked about it openly. Send someone to the houses of some of the justices and deliver messages. I don't know what else, but at least messages. So I preferred the way Diosdado did it because it educated the public on the tensions between the branches of government.
I kind of like it too. I thought it's better that you highlight it so people will be more interested in reading this chapter. Because there's a contrast. The other thing I had, you have a very appropriate title, Mortal Kombat. And this is about the GDF fund.
Impeachment, the attempted impeachment of Chief Justice Davide.
That's right. And they use the GDF.
Yes, Judicial Development Fund as a basis. Because the court is not transparent about the JDF, its financial transactions. But now, hopefully.
Have they won?
Actually, the budget department doesn't have the records of the JDF. It's a continuing battle between the budget department and Supreme.
Yeah, because the way I look at it, up to now, they have not submitted the required report.
To the budget department. I interviewed Amy Bongkodin. I'm glad that I was able to talk to her. And she was still Undersecretary of Budget, and she started already advocating that the Supreme Court give them the reports. Not so much, they will not disallow it or disapprove it. It's just as a tool to plan the budget. They know how much the court receives. They'll know where to put in the money.
And how much percent they'll add some more. Yeah.
Exactly. That was what she was saying, but they always said autonomy of the court.
I see.
But this supports your contention that they're really very secretive.
Yes.
They will not share the information. And that's why the kind of thing that you're saying, you're hoping for reforms and things like that, with this kind of opaqueness in their operation, even with the executive, reform seems to be futile. I don't think it's going to happen.
Among those who have intimate knowledge of the Supreme Court, they talk of a lot of cases of conflicts of interest because of funds.
But Noli, aren't these funds public?
They're public.
Yeah. So therefore,